This is possibly the most embarrassing, most pathetic loss the St. Louis Blues have had in a very long time. And it is not acceptable, and something needs to change because this type of loss sets this team back after all of their success. And what am I talking about? Well, that's going to be coming up here on Locked On Blues.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome back to Locked On Blues. I am your host of Locked On Blues, Haley Taylor Simon, where I talk to you about all things St. Louis Blues. Usually I'm a little more happy on days like today since it is an Are We Feeling Blue Friday, but unfortunately the Blues lost to the San Jose Sharks in the most humiliating way possible. What are my expectations for the rest of this West Coast road trip as the Blues did fall to the Sharks? And, of course, my favorite Friday segment, maybe not so much today, Are We Feeling Blue? I just want to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Okay. I am humiliated. I'm embarrassed. I am a lot of things right now. One of them is not happy. The St. Louis Blues had an opportunity to go into San Jose, gain 2 points, and continue on with their Western road trip out in California. Unfortunately, in good old Blues fashion, I don't think anybody was that surprised that they fell to the San Jose Sharks. And I said this in yesterday's episode. The San Jose Sharks are a team that are now able to score a little bit, and that is something that I've noticed when watching them. I didn't think that this was going to be a blowout, as I said. Now, I didn't think it was going to be a blowout for the Blues. Mind you, I would have never guessed it to be a blowout for the San Jose Sharks as they defeated the Blues 5-1. Yep. You heard that correctly. The St. Louis Blues lost to the San Jose Sharks 5-1. 5-1. And it just was an atrocious game. I'm going to talk about the game in a second. But obviously, I'm a fan first, right? It was one of those things where I just did not want to record today. I was so disappointed in what I saw from the team. Sometimes I'm one of those people. If I'm upset, I don't want to talk about it all day. Everyone's like, hey, Haley, did you see the Blues last night? I'm like, obviously. There's a reason why I'm being silent. It's not because I'm happy. It's humiliating. And I think the worst part about the loss last night is that it takes away from how the Blues played against the Lightning, how the Blues played against the Avalanche. It takes away from those victories because now the St. Louis Blues are the only team in the NHL that has lost to the San Jose Sharks this season. It's not a good feeling. Mind you that, as I said, this is still a professional hockey team, and I'm not putting that aside, but I'm allowed to be annoyed. And I'm frankly very annoyed, disappointed, humiliated, embarrassed. Yeah, you name it, I feel it. Now, the first period wasn't like awful, okay? About 2 minutes in, Mike Hoffman from the Sharks is able to put them up 1-0. Okay, nothing else really happens. It is what it is. The second period, the Sharks got 4 goals. Yep. And then in the third period, Buchnevich was able to give the Blues at least 1 goal out of their 45 shots. Yes, I will repeat that. 45 shots on goal. The Blues were only able to get 1 in. 45 shots on goal. Are you kidding me? This is despicable. And I know what you're thinking. Hale, 45 shots on goal. 45 shots on goal. Yep. So you might be wondering, is this the reason why you're that upset? Yes, it is. It just was an atrocious loss. The game would not end after that second period. I'm like, can we just end this now? It was so bad. Again, just so you know, Joel Hofer ended up being replaced by Jordan Binghamton in the second period. And it was bad. You know it's bad when Binner has to go out and replace Hofer. It's bad. Schenn even was saying that the team didn't respond to the Sharks and basically just was saying, oh, you know, the Sharks are a proud group, blah, blah, blah. Berube said, we're all disappointed. I think we are more than just disappointed. I think good words that you can use, Chief, is embarrassed, humiliated, disgusted, confused, mad, angry, nauseous, sick, disappointed. Yeah, okay, that sums it up, right? One of the worst losses I think I've ever seen the Blues play. Seriously. I'm embarrassed. There's no other way to put it. It was one of the sloppiest performances I have seen. The defense is in midseason form already. You already know. Where were they all game? Didn't exist. The only, I guess, decent thing is, I guess, Binner coming in kind of helped a little bit. Not really. It sucks. This whole thing sucks. Yeah, no, there's really nothing good about it. I can't look at this game and say, oh, well, at least the Blues can be proud of this. No, there is nothing to be proud of. I don't even care that Bush got on board. No, nobody cares. No. I'm so angry. I am so angry. Oh my gosh. And now the 3-game winning streak is over. I don't think you understand how pathetic this game was. Seriously, I don't think you understand how pathetic this was. Joel Hofer, I have seen good things from him. I have seen bad things from him. The fact that Joel Hofer allowed 4 goals in, and I know not all of them are his fault, really. The defense could have stepped up, is another problem. The team not responding was another problem. I just don't understand it. Schenn says the first 10 minutes of the first 2 periods cost us a hockey game. Obviously, bro, I watched the same game as you. You didn't do anything. You didn't respond. Nothing. And I'm fired up right now because if you watched the game last night, I am so sorry because same here. And I literally woke up in the worst mood. I'm like, this is a great way to start my day, right? I just saw a team that wasn't responding, a team that was a little bit maybe too arrogant. I understand that the Sharks are not the best team in the National Hockey League, obviously. But when you underestimate, I always say this, what ends up happening? Boom, you lose. That's what the Blues did with the Coyotes. And, well, this is what happened with San Jose. And then I'm even more embarrassed because in all my Twitter DMs, whatever, at Locked On Blues, are all Shark fans saying, this age, great. I don't want to hear it. I am humiliated. This was honestly the worst loss I think the Blues have had in a while. They just did not show up. It was bad. And they had an off day. And they still performed off. Like, how do you don't even have a back-to-back. Like, your back-to-back is coming up with the Kings and Ducks. You have a day off. And you still look like you played 5 games in a row. It is unbelievable how this team just goes back and forth, and they just continue to lose me. They had me excited, and then they lose me. But again, even though they lost to the Sharks, it doesn't count as like 5 losses, right? It's still 1 loss. 6-1. Okay, still a winning record. At least that's a positive. Yeah, that, you know what? That's not even a positive. Like, that's just a fact. I'm again upset, as I should be. I'm going to allow myself to be upset, okay? You know what doesn't make me upset, though? Game Time. Now I'm trying to do this read without being angry. Just give me a minute. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. You get last-minute tickets with some Flash Zone deals. This is personally what I love the most about Game Time, are these Flash Zone deals, because you can get such great seats at an even better price, if that was even possible. It is. So I absolutely love Game Time because of that. Another thing that I like about Game Time, it is the only ticketing service that truly does give you a complete peace of mind when you purchase your ticket. I always like to see where I'm going to be sitting, so I'll go my app and I'll move my phone around so I can see exactly what I'll be seeing from in my seat. And it is so, so nice to be able to see the lowest prices and being able to compare it. And they just do a really good job about making sure you get your money's worth. And it is the absolute best, okay? They're also obsessed with helping you save money on tickets because they have deals right up to as the event's beginning. That is right. So if you're in the parking lot and you're like, you know what, let's go in, let's do this, I am so ready, Game Time has you covered. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. You know, it's not guaranteed. The Blues winning against the Sharks. I'm so funny. No, I am so angry. My phone just like went off. I was like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. No, but I am just so angry. I am so angry. I wish I could just like punch a wall right now. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to like hurt myself, but I'm truly just livid that even had to happen. Okay. Let's move on. Let's talk about the Kings. Let's talk about the Kings. The Kings are 9-3-2. The Sharks are 8-6-1. Obviously, well, I don't feel great. I don't feel great at all. Here's the thing. The Kings, they definitely are a better team than the Blues. And this was the game that I initially thought all along that the Blues would really struggle against, would be the Kings. I was not expecting the game that they struggled against this badly to be against the San Jose Sharks. That kind of threw me off quite a bit. Again, last night's game, I know I said 45 shots on goal. That was their season high with shots on goal. So definitely was not good. The Blues, they have to come off of that awful, did I say awful? Awful loss. And the Kings, on the other hand, well, they have an 8-game point streak. So that is definitely something that makes me a little bit concerned. Oh, wait, no, their point streak ended. My apologies. Look at me. No, they had an 8-game point streak and then it ended, but then they continued to win again. So now they're bouncing back. They defeated the Panthers 2-1. And again, that's a big win. The Panthers, they were in the Stanley Cup Finals last season, and they ended up being a really good team. Here's the other thing. The Kings have 21 points now, and they're the third in the Pacific Division. The Blues have 16 points. I know it's a huge difference, but it still says something. Well, the Kings, you know, they are maybe not the best when it comes to how they are at home. I would still say that they are a pretty solid team, and I wouldn't be so surprised if they ended up winning, okay? Last year, the Blues went 0-3 against the Kings, and this is the issue. I don't feel confident about this game, but it's not an I don't feel confident, I think I'm going to be surprised type of like I don't feel confident. This is an I don't feel confident. I seriously think that the Kings are going to win this game, especially after the loss. Maybe if the Blues defeated the Sharks, maybe, and it was a really good win, I would have felt a little bit better. But now that, and mind you, this was supposed to be Benner's, rest night last night. Now that he's played basically half of the hockey game, I don't feel so good now. I don't feel like he's going to be rested enough. I know that these are all professionals. I know this is how it goes, but I just don't feel good about it. And I'm going to be honest and transparent here on Locked On Blues that I just don't feel good about this. So not good. The Blues are actually 7-0 when they score first this season. So maybe the Blues will score first. If Schenn gets his next point, it'll be number 600 in his career. That's it. I truly do not see the Blues winning this game. Let me know what you think. Do you see the Blues winning this game? Or are you kind of like me and you're like, you know what? This is going to be a more difficult game. I just think that LA has it all. They have a great offense. They have a great defense. And they're really good about protecting their goalie, right? And while at home, they may not be the best. They've only lost a couple games, I believe. So it's one of those things where I think the Blues will be outplayed. I think that the Kings have a much better power play. I mean, most of the teams in the NHL do, let's be honest. They have a good penalty kill. They have great puck possession. When they have puck possession, that team is unstoppable. And I don't see St. Louis, and I hate to say it because this is my team, and I am so angry saying this, I don't really see them being able to compete with LA. Maybe if like LA doesn't take this game as serious, and they put up their backup goalie, maybe. Big maybe. But maybe this will be a fire underneath the Blues. I don't know. I mean, Shenny basically said it best, is that this game sucked last night and that they're disappointed. But I mean, you can say that. And I feel like that's kind of a generic answer to give after any time your team loses. Oh, it wasn't the best game. We'll get them next time. Blah, 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 blah. You lost to the San Jose Sharks. I'm never going to get over that. And if you think by any means I'm going to get over that, then you're absolutely delusional, because there is no way that you can get over a loss like that, especially with how poorly they played. So, and gosh, I'm just so upset. Don't be upset. I need to do this rude without being upset. We spend a lot of time together, you and I. We get fired up together on wins and losses, who starts and who sits. And I'm thankful for that connection we have. And today, I want our chat to be a little more personal. I just learned that you can get a 1-year supply on ED medications. You realize what that means? Bring on the extended travel, bring on the next natural disaster or supply chain issue. You are covered, my friend. You don't have to worry about whether or not you can refill your generics for Cialis or Viagra. And this is possible because of our friends at Jase Medical. Go online right now at jasemedical.com to receive your 12-month supply on your daily medication. Remember to use promo code Locked On at checkout for a discount as well. A verified customer had this to say about Jase. I am thankful for the service. Supply chain issues caused me to cut pills in half to have it. I ordered most of my daily meds with a year supply. I also ordered an antibiotic kit. I feel secure now. Prices are lower than local pharmacies, and I highly recommend this for everyone. If you or someone you love would like to get some peace of mind by having a year supply of any daily medication, go to jasemedical.com to see if it's offered for you. Remember to use promo code LOCKEDON for $20 off your purchase. Okay, so on Fridays, I like to do this little segment. It's not a big deal or anything, but it's called Are We Feeling Blue? And this is when I ask you, St. Louis, how are you feeling today? Right? No, we're not going to smile through our pain because we were miserable today. And I didn't check the Blues Twitter account until now. because I was really upset. And, well, you guys are upset too, and that's a good judgment. I'm not going to ask you a stupid question. Are you feeling blue after your team just lost to the worst team in the NHL? Obviously, you are upset. Obviously, you are ticked off. You're disappointed. You're angry. You're confused. You're all the emotions, which you should be. I was going to say my friends at Locked On Sharks, no, like that's their podcast, backstabbed me. I put out a tweet about a couple weeks ago when the Sharks were in their midst of their losing streak, their 10-game, whatever, 11-game losing streak. And I said, I feel for my friends at Locked On Sharks, just sending you guys, some positive thoughts. And then you quote tweet my tweet. Seriously, listen, I know this is hockey. It's all fun and games. Watch it. Because the Sharks, they still suck. The Blues, okay, it wasn't a good win. I mean, it wasn't a good loss. It wasn't a win. But we're still the better team. I don't know. I'm trying to make myself feel better. I'm not going to feel better. I'm distraught. I have never been so upset about a loss. And filming this episode, do you know how hard that is for me to literally sit in front of the camera all day throughout different parts of today? And I'm getting ready to film. I do my little intro and I'm just staring at my screen and I'm just like, I'm not allowed to curse. How am I supposed to compose myself to do a full episode without cursing like a sailor? Well, it's called you take a little break, you relax, but I'm angry. And I think that this was probably the worst loss that the St. Louis Blues have had so far this season. I have nothing. You either prove to me that you can play competitive hockey, or honestly, at this point, then I've seen what the Blues truly are, and that is a team that cannot be consistent for the life of them. Losses are bound to happen. I understand that, but it's the way that they lost that really gets me. It's not the fact that they lost. It's the lack of effort. And I think that says something. So whatever, over it. We'll bounce back tomorrow night. I'll be optimistic, whatever. This team has a chokehold on me. This is what happens when you love a team. You go through ups and downs and downs and downs and downs and ups and downs and hat tricks and downs. And welcome to being a Blues fan. All right, I will talk to you. Bye, guys. Let's go, Blues.